In section 4.4, we are going to start working with a new type of statistical inference that we haven't seen yet, which is known as a confidence interval. And we'll see confidence intervals in a bunch of different settings. Today, we're going to start working with confidence intervals in the same sort of scenario that we worked with hypothesis tests previously, where we're interested in a single population mean. And I want to give an example of a question that can be answered with a confidence interval. So the question is, what is the average student loan debt for US college students who graduated in 2022? The reason this is a question that we want to answer with a confidence interval is that this is a question that's asking for a numerical estimate of a population parameter. So it's asking us to estimate. It's an estimation question about the population mean mu. So our variable is amount of student loan debt. Our population is college students in the US who graduated in 2022. And the summary of that is the average, the mean, the average student loan debt. And in a confidence interval, the idea is that, the most natural way to answer this question would be just, let's make up some details. So we have a sample of, suppose we put together a sample of 50 students. Hopefully we gathered that pretty well, a random sample. And for the sample, we had an average student loan debt of $31,400 or something like that. Just making up numbers. I don't know why I put that so high up. There we go. And you might say, okay, well, there we go. That's an estimate of the average student loan debt. The problem with this is that that estimate is almost certainly wrong. We don't expect the number that we calculate for a sample to be the same as the number for a population. And in particular, we know it's probably not right. And if we don't go any further, if we just report this number as our estimate, we don't have a sense for how far off we expect it to be. And so the idea of a confidence interval is that instead of reporting a single value, we report an interval as well as a confidence level. So, and it requires some calculation, which we'll learn in this section, but instead of just saying the average student loan debt is about $31,400, we would say something like, we are 95% confident that the average student loan debt for this population is between $30,400 and $32,400. So there I put kind of some padding of $1,000 on either side. And this is saying that we're giving a range. So we're not being overly specific about what the true average is, because we don't know what it is. But we're saying, look, the process that we used, creating this sample, asking what their student loan debt was, and calculating the average, calculating this interval, this procedure, 95% of the time, it'll create an interval that contains the true answer, the true population mean student loan debt. So in section 4.4, we will talk about all of the things we need to do to go from this sort of question, an estimation question about a population mean, to where we can create this sort of sentence, this confidence interval and this interpretation. We are 95% confident that the average student loan debt is between these two numbers.